Hi guys, how are you guys tonight? I'm doing great. So today was really busy. I spent the day with my friend Fred. He is the coolest guy you will ever meet. I met him, about 2004, and we've been friends ever since, so he's probably second longest person I've ever known. Um, First probably being my friend Juliana, who I met when I was in 7th grade and she was in 6th. And, we were kind of, and we're still friends to this day, so don't think anything happened with that. We're still friends. We just don't get to see each other because she lives all the way in North Carolina and I live all the way here in Maryland. Well, you get the idea. So today me and him spent some quality time together, and we did something that we've been trying to do forever, as we sat down and binged on My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Now, I can just see you guys rolling your eyes right now and just looking at me all funny, right? Like, My Little Pony, isn't that for children? Well, I'll say this. As I've said in a few vlogs before, I really don't care. I don't think TV, music, any of that stuff really needs to have an age limit, unless, of course, it's going to go the adult range, which is the triple X, the R, the swearing, the sex, all that stuff. That stuff I understand, not letting the little kids see it because, they're too young, they don't really understand how the words are used, things like that. So, but My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, I kind of got into the show a little bit, but now I think I'm kind of solidly involved because Fred also did something very, very important today. He showed me the Brony documentary. For anyone who doesn't know, a Brony is the kind of umbrella term for the My Little Pony fandom. Although female pony fans do have our own name, we are called Pegasisters. Pegasisters Unite. Um, And I will tell you, I'm not going to lie, this documentary brought me to tears more than once, more than twice, probably 3 or 4 times. And with good reason, because it brought back a lot of childhood memories for me. Granted, My Little Pony was not my thing back in the day. My personal My Little Pony Friendship is Magic was actually the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers back in the day, because the Power Rangers was geared towards males, not females per se. Yes, they had the token female characters, Kimberly and Trini, and of course later Aisha, and you get the idea. Those of you guys who are my age probably know exactly what I'm talking about, so I don't need to go through all the incarnations of the pink and yellow ranger or the other colors of the girls or any of that stuff. But anyway, I went through a lot of what these males are going through. So on some level, I kind of can really empathize with them. And one thing that I do understand, and one thing that, um, resonated, there was very recently in North Carolina a boy who was being bullied at his school, and finally the principal told him he was not allowed to bring his backpack to school because it had My Little Pony on it. And people were saying, well, good, because it's causing a distraction, it's causing the bullying, why even bother with the trigger? That's just like telling somebody, don't be gay, or don't be, in my case it would have been, don't write your fan fiction. Of course, back then I didn't know it was fan fiction, but you get the idea. Now let's suppose this boy, I'm not going to use his name because he is a minor, but let's suppose this boy wore a My Little Pony shirt to school. Are they going to next tell him what to wear to school? I mean, I guess my point is, the people that are bullied, the guys in particular that are bullied for this show, I feel their pain because I was. I mean, I didn't have the figurines because, I didn't have the figurines. My mom didn't have the money to go out and buy the toys for me. And if they did, I usually opted for the bigger items because I could sleep with them I had a plush Kimberly Power Ranger doll, and I had a plush Billy at one point. Um, and I couldn't take those to school, and I didn't. I did the best I could not to bring my fandom because I saw that I saw what it caused. But if somebody asked me what my favorite TV show was, I wasn't gonna lie. I was very proud of the fact that these teenagers that dressed up in costumes and fought monsters and and even when they weren't being the Power Rangers, they were talking about positive things, how to handle bullying. As a matter of fact, some of you guys may remember there were bullies in the TV show Bulk and Skull. Now, I remember that they were more comedic than anything else, but they were still bullies. Bulk and Skull were still bullies. I remember um, very vaguely there was a after show type segment. There used to be a thing that Fox would do, and I think it was their Totally Fox Kids block that they used to have. And after the Power Rangers would air, before the credits would roll, they'd have a off-camera, out of character type thing. And one time, the guys that played Bulk and Skull, did kind of like a PSA type thing, hey, we play bullies in school, but it's for comedic effect, and nobody deserves that, And I thought that was grand, and I think, we don't even get shows like Glee now that have the slushies in the faces and the things like that. Yeah, we all laugh about it, and we get a chuckle, and we know it's like an in-joke gag now, but, I don't know if they've even done it recently, but because I haven't watched it since Corey died, but you get the idea. But back to my original point. I really, after watching the Brony documentary, I think I'm gonna be looking at My Little Pony a lot differently this time. I even consented to go to BronyCon with Fred. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little apprehensive because not only, there were a lot of good things that happened. You had the voice actors. The voice actors for Twilight Sparkle went to visit Grayson, who is terminally ill. He was also bullied for My Little Pony. He was terminally ill, and the Brony community kind of all banded together. And Tara Strong, who voices Twilight Sparkle, has gone to his house and brought him stuff. It is really cool. And I just love how the Brony community just gets together and does positive things for charity. And I wish that more people, the bullies even, would see that this is what it is. And if they don't like it, that's fine. They don't like it. But don't hate on the people who like what they like. We don't turn around and tell, the jocks, hey, your sport is stupid, or you get what I'm saying. We don't tell anybody that their whatever is stupid. And I'll give you another example. A really good one. Like today, another thing came up today. And I'm not going to say names or anything, but there's a particular band that I really, really like. And I have followed them since their time on Disney Channel and beyond. And and I thought their very first single was kind of corny, but it was catchy. And so I downloaded it, and I listened to it to death. And then their first CD came out. And there was a point in my life, and I know I mentioned before I've been depressed and I've been in darker places. This point in my life, I was in a really, really dark place. I don't very often tell people about this, but there was a point in my life where I thought maybe I seriously needed to be, looked after more, because I was lonely, I was upset, and there was one time where I got so upset where I considered doing things that I normally wouldn't have done. And just when I was really considering it, one of the songs on their CD came on, and it was just enough to stop me. The lyrics. You know, I'm not gonna mention the name of the band. The friends that will see this will know who I'm talking about. But these people, this band, because they're quote-unquote a guy band, I call them a guy band because they're not all in their 20s, they get picked on because they're brothers and things like that. But I know for a fact that they also do a lot of charity work. Because of my own experience with their music, I get very, very defensive if somebody calls them something that I think is negative. And I understand the importance of opinion. I really, really do. I respect opinion. But there is a line, and the person that does this the most to me knows the story behind it, and he shouldn't do it. They shouldn't do it anymore. That's, you know, once you know why somebody likes something, you should just keep your mouth shut about them. If you don't like them, don't say anything. You know, that's just me. Oh, wow, this turned into a serious rant, and I really apologize, but you know, just watching that documentary just really struck a serious nerve with me as far as bullying and being picked on for what I liked and things like that. So my advice to you guys, this is what I challenge you to do. This is a challenge I'm issuing, and I want you guys to leave a comment for me. Tell me what you are going to do. Tell me something that you like that everybody else thinks is stupid or gives you hell about, because then I can turn around and tell you, like it anyway. Alright, so my challenge this week is going to be watching more MLP, embracing my inner Pegasister, and not being afraid to like what I like. Ever again. So, until tomorrow, I'll see you guys later. Good night.